I told you you can access any room you want? In fact, you can use that access over time to achieve any life you want. And that life is a lot closer than you think. I'm going to show you a strategy that's so powerful, it's even worked on you and you never knew it. Today, we explore the ladder strategy, how Frank used it for fun, escalated it for opportunity, and then leveraged it to become one of the foremost experts in his field.
I'd like to take you out for a steak dinner.
This is Frank Abagnale Jr. in Catch Me If You Can. He quickly learns that confidence combined with the right uniform can transform his audience's expectations, which help him navigate and move through spaces. He learned that if you look like a pilot or law enforcement and talk how people expect, people assume you belong. He is simply mirroring the behavior of the people who actually belong there. And by using the expectations of his audience, they accept it and don't give it another thought. This is how you bypass the line entirely, and it is a fundamental truth about human psychology. People do not judge you based on your history, they judge you based on your presentation. If you understand how to match people's expectation, the world stops being a series of locked doors and starts being a menu of possibilities. There are examples of this in real life as well.
He's got a theory that you can get in anywhere with a ladder under your arm.
The ladder strategy states that you can access almost any secure space if you are simply holding a ladder. Creators like Troy Kine have proven this. They grab a generic hardware store ladder and walk into movie theaters, concerts, and secure backstage areas. Why does the ladder work? Because the human brain is efficient. When a security guard sees a man with a ladder walking with purpose, they don't see an intruder, they see a maintenance guy. To stop them would be to interrupt the worker. It feels rude. Frank was simply carrying a metaphorical ladder. He understood that if you give people a visual cue that makes sense, they will open the door for you. But once you get in the door, the game changes.
Yes, ma'am, that's me. I want to know everything there is to know about being a pilot.
You can't just stand there holding a ladder forever. This is where Frank escalates. He learns that with a little bit more knowledge, he can deepen his cover. Take the airport escape scene, for example. He is surrounded, the FBI has the building locked down. A person being pursued would try to sneak out or get away. Frank understands that a pilot travels with a crew. He recruits a few stewardesses and walks right through the FBI. This is the next level of access. He isn't just wearing the costume anymore. He's leveraging the system's own rules against it. The FBI are looking for a nervous criminal alone. They are not looking for a confident captain leading his team. He identifies exactly what the security is looking for and makes sure he looks like the opposite. He does this again when he's almost caught.
Drop it!
Relax. You're late.
Frank leverages that Carl doesn't know what he looks like and pretends to be another member of law enforcement who's also after himself. This is an example of peak understanding of the environment. Frank has a gun in his face and Carl is moving with intensity, but Frank knows the rules of these social dynamics. Frank is thinking, a member of law enforcement would be pleased with a feeling of achievement after catching someone they've been chasing for months. So if Frank acts that part, he can disarm Carl with expectations alone. What really seals the deal here is his wallet. This prop feels like a wallet of an adult with responsibilities. It has a weight to it. It's filled with credit cards and receipts for expenses. This deception buys Frank time to get away. To be clear, deception has consequences both morally and legally. To achieve long-term success, you need to walk the walk and have gotten there legitimately. But you already have some skills and strengths. What Frank teaches us is you can elevate the value of that knowledge and understanding with a strong presentation. A presentation that specifically plays into your audience's expectations. But this isn't even close to how far you can take it. There is a deeper level of access that you can achieve. When you understand the mechanics of the system better than the people running it, your knowledge becomes a unique and valuable asset. This is the path to the deepest level of access. Frank is a highly sought after criminal, with his greatest crimes being forgery and theft, specifically forging checks. He understands the bank's full process, who's involved, how much time things take, the ink and the paper they use. He knows what steps he can take that will buy him days of clearance before anyone realizes it's a bad check. His superpower here is an understanding of what's important and what's not worthy of attention. At the heart of this superpower is an understanding of what other people he hasn't met, are going to care about or focus on the most. If you can master that with accuracy, success is only a few steps away. Now, you might be thinking, okay, great movie analysis, but in the real world, this is impossible. Well, actually, Frank Abagnale Jr. is a real person. As a teenager, he actually did this. He really hopped on flights appearing as a pilot. He really scammed banks. Now, I'm sure there are embellishments, but this movie is a documentation of a real person. Frank was so good at forgery that after his arrest, he was asked to help consult on other cases of fraud.
That's a fake.
How do you know? You haven't looked at it.
There's no perforated edge, right?
What Frank ended up doing is what any expert does to achieve expertise. Frank started by using presentation and expectations to access the room. He then learned the systems in order to take full advantage of them. But in that learning, something shifted. When he was asked to consult on cases, he could no longer use deception. He was caught, and everyone knew what he had done. But funny enough, it's what he had done that made him valuable. It wasn't about what he looked like anymore. People were looking more at his achievements. He successfully forged checks and avoided capture for years. If law enforcement knew what he knew, they would have caught him a lot sooner, but they didn't. All of a sudden, they see Frank as an asset with knowledge they don't have. This brings us back to you.
I don't understand.
Sure you do. Sometimes it's easier living the lie.
Most people restrict themselves. We tell ourselves, I can't do that until I have this degree, or I can't apply for that job until I have 5 years of experience. We put these barriers in place. Guaranteed, there is something you want right now, a career pivot, a relationship, a business idea, and you're not getting there because you have placed a restriction on yourself. You are waiting for a credential or a condition to be met that no one actually cares about. If you're brave, tell me in the comments, what is one thing you're waiting to do? To overcome this, you have to let go of these restrictions and start looking the part. If you want to achieve something long term, yes, you will eventually be checked on your knowledge. But if it's just about access, if it's just about getting in the room, suit up, grab the ladder, and just walk through the door. Thanks for watching.